Ladies and gentlemen, good evening to you and welcome to the Thomas and Mack Center here in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's time for our World Championship featured bout of the evening, brought to you by Gary Shaw Productions in association with the legendary home of champions, Caesars Palace, Wynn Las Vegas, and Showtime. This bout coming away is sanctioned by the IBF President Marion Muhammad, along with the IBO President Ed Levine, Supervisor Hilton Whitaker III, and the Nevada State Athletic Commission, the Chairman Skip Avancino Jr., Commissioners Dr. Tony Alamo, John Bailey, Joe W. Brown, and TJ Day, along with the Executive Director Keith Kaiser. Our physicians at ringside, Doctors William Berliner, David Watson, Jeff Davidson, and Anthony Ruggiaroli. And our timekeepers at the bell, also keeping count of the knockdowns, Jane Broadfoot and James Cavan. Introducing our three judges, scoring this bout from ringside, from Las Vegas, Nevada, Chuck Jumpa. Also from Las Vegas, Bill Graham. And from Carson City, Nevada, Doug Tucker. Introducing to you our third man in the ring, our referee in charge, working this his 130th world title bout, fair but firm, Joe Cortez. All right, fans, here we go with our main event of the evening, 12 rounds of boxing for the IBF and IBO Flyweight Championship of the World. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from Las Vegas, it's showtime! Introducing to you first, the challenger on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red trunks with black and white trim, hailing from Mexicali, Baja California, Mexico. He weighed in at the flyweight limit of 112 pounds even. His fine record stands at 33 wins, no losses, one draw with 25 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the IBF #8 world-ranked flyweight contender, introducing the undefeated challenger, Luis Titi Maldonado. And his opponent across the ring is the defending world champion on my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks with gold trim, fighting out of Sydney, Australia, by way of Vadnadzor, Armenia. He weighed in the same as his opponent, 112 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign to the ring, 25 wins, no losses, 20 big wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the IBF and IBO Flyweight Champion of the World, known as the Raging Bull, introducing Vic Darchinyan. Once again, a referee in charge, Joe Cortez, now to give instructions.
Maldonado. All right, gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. Yo le las reglas a los dos en el camerino. I expect a good, clean fight. Que una pelea limpia. Punches here are good, punches here are good. Están aquí los bien los golpes. Okay? Okay, where's clean some of the Vaseline on the side. Okay? Good. Give me a good, clean fight. Remember, guys, I'm fair, but I'm firm. Touch them up. Suelte.
What an opportunity, what a stage. Set to watch a guy who brings a lot of attitude, always entertaining, aggressive lefty. Vic Darchinyan feels he's just about the only flyweight we're talking about. Brings a puncher's arrogance, big left, but tonight he really wants to show he's a more complete fighter. Seasoned pro Luis Maldonado, 5-0 versus southpaw, is a straight-ahead, conventional fighter who, as Al mentioned, will turn southpaw. He's hittable, he cuts, but he doesn't back down. Very busy, lets his hands go. Decent puncher, not really a knockout guy. His MO to wear people down. He can mix it up, but He's got to be very careful against an explosive puncher like Vic Darchinyan. You really don't want to get into a shootout with Darchinyan. Maldonado, more of a boxer, counter puncher. Says he's looking to take a 12, test Darchinyan's endurance and conditioning. Darchinyan's never been 12, but said he spars 12 to 15 rounds with different guys, some 130, 140 pounds. Remember, he's only 112. Darchinyan in the black trunks. Maldonado in the red. Crowd into it now.
These early rounds, very important. That Maldonado has already switched to lefty. Normally he does that in round 2 in almost every fight he has, well, he's now back to righty, but he is, I think that's going to be a very important move for him.
Darchinyan's had great success against left-handers, so this is a daunting task if he does switch to southpaw. Darchinyan already getting the upper hand of the early going with some wicked shots. I think he's got the attention of Maldonado. He's already backing up, which is very, very rare for him.
Maldonado is a very tough area. There he goes to the lefty stance.
And a sweeping left hand by Darchinyan right on the side of Maldonado's head. Maldonado is trying to box, trying to stick and move, but that big left by Darchinyan finding a home. And a combination by Darchinyan. They want to see more of that.
There's where Maldonado squared his body to Darchinyan. When he does that, he's putting himself in serious harm's way. He's continuing to do it here in round 1. That's a big mistake on his part.
So thus far, a very impressive start by Darchinyan, landing with almost every punch.
Maldonado, I mentioned in the keys, he has a very good jab. And the interesting thing is he has it from both the right-handed and left-handed stance. That's very rare.
Oh, there's a miss and a nice countering left to the body by Maldonado. Darchinyan vulnerable after he throws from time to time. We saw an example there. Final seconds of round 1, but overall in the hip pocket of Darchinyan. But Maldonado's game. Pretty good exchange before the bell.
For a whole 2.5 minutes, you're smart. One big punch. I don't want you to do it, Vic. You throw it straight, my friend, okay? And Vic, you missed with a 3-punch combination. Just miss. Throw your second and third punch. Don't worry about one punch, Vic. Second and third punch, what we've been practicing in gym, okay? Good boy, just be patient. It will happen. Vic, you already hurt him. You already know that.
Very good round for Vic Darchinyan. Maldonado leaving his hands low and squaring himself up to Darchinyan. Look how he's square there. He's giving him a better target, and Darchinyan landing some good shots on the inside. And in much slower motion, you can see the left hand of Darchinyan getting there. That's his big power punch. Every time he throws it, it's a home run ball.
Round 2, Darchinyan comes out fast, doesn't throw, but looked very scary, at least to me. He's not the most polished technically,
no,
but very strong. That's obvious.
He really is. And of course, these early rounds so important for Maldonado. He's got to hang in there, get Darchinyan into those middle and later rounds, and maybe frustrate Darchinyan by showing him that he can't be put out, can't be bullied in this fight.
Darchinyan fun to watch. He'll take chances. The unorthodox style, very busy, comes at you from weird angles. He'll lunge in rather than stepping in. Do whatever it takes. He'll brawl if he has to. He can take a punch, although his defense is questionable.
Now you see Maldonado staying in the left-handed stance. That's what makes him effective at this. He doesn't, you know, Steve, you and I have seen fighters, especially in recent time, that switch back and forth for no apparent reason. with him, there is a reason, and that's why the switching works.
We once asked a fighter meeting, why do you switch? He said, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Maldonado back to righty now, but he'll stay in this for a while. He won't go right back. Darchinyan's assault in this round has slowed a little bit, and I think it's because Maldonado has landed just enough to keep him at least a little at bay.
There's that leaping left by Darchinyan.
Very low blow by Maldonado.
Maldonado, a patient, disciplined, much more conservative than Darchinyan.
There's the jab of Maldonado. If he's going to win this fight, he'll have to use it, but he got countered there.
Some good shots by Darchinyan, who marches forward, firing away with the left, missing wildly on a couple of attempts.
It's fun to watch. I mean, you know, he leaves himself wide open and can be hit, but boy, he wants to get in to knock you out.
Air conditioning not necessary as long as Darchinyan keeps throwing those lefts. Nice countering straight right hand by Maldonado to the chest.
A very close round.
Yeah, Maldonado coming back nicely here in round 2. Oh, he just walked into a right, did Maldonado. Maldonado cuts a lot, keep that in mind. He's never been down like Darchinyan. He's willing to mix it up, Maldonado. We've got ourselves a street fight now.
Oh, yeah.
You're working real good. You're working real good at the bottom. You're boxing. Don't stay in the ropes. Stay in the center. Keep lateral movements. There's a little water. Good, good, good. Keep working. Keep working. Just keep with the upper, nice and right. You're doing it perfectly. Don't fight with him. Don't fight with him. No. Surprise him. Surprise him from the outside. Box him. Box him. When the bell rings, you stand up.
Our thanks to Felix De Jesus, our translator tonight. Round 3, scheduled for 12 for the IBF Flyweight Championship. It's been, as advertised, an explosive affair. Maldonado coming back nicely in the last round, after Darchinyan dominated the first. He's a sweeping right hook by Darchinyan. Jeff Fennick, his trainer, would like to see more combinations out of Darchinyan, but Darchinyan, his version of a combination is a left, and another left.
You know, Darchinyan has been hit with some nice punches early by Maldonado. Those straight lefts, very good. But, you know, Darchinyan said an amazing thing to us, and I tend to believe it. He's never been down in his amateur or pro, and at 100. Oh, well, that time that was a slip.
And that was from his own punch,
yes,
mind you.
Never down in over 170 amateur fights and all these pro fights, and he says never really hurt. So he's got a heck of a chin.
You think he commits to his punches just a tad? Every punch by Darchinyan in the black trunks with conviction and authority. That one sent himself to the canvas.
It's a very unique style, but quietly, Maldonado has really gotten himself back into this fight in a very big way. He's throwing good combinations, he's precise, and he's doing an excellent job here in this round as he did in the last round.
The book on Darchinyan is that you could push him back. But that didn't work against Rennie Pacheco when he won the title. Did a great job against Pacheco, who was trying to push Darchinyan back. And now Maldonado is trying to do that. Oh, nice shot to the body. Left hand by Darchinyan.
The problem that Vic Darchinyan sometimes has, and we're seeing some evidence of it, is doesn't throw that many punches. He's aggressive, but he doesn't throw that many. And against a busier fighter like Maldonado, he runs the risk of not winning some of these rounds. But usually that's not a problem because he knocks people out.
Well, right now, thus far, it's translated into a very interesting matchup. As we approach the final 30 seconds of round 3.
No one thing, let's go.
Just enough lateral movement from Maldonado to make it all work.
So far, no damage to the face of Maldonado. And as I say that, there's a little blood streaking down the side of his nose. Almost on cue, Al.
No forget. Let's go, let's go.
Little trickle of blood on the face of Maldonado in the red. But he's used to that. He just keeps winging. It doesn't stop him.
Give me the cold water. The cold water. There it is. More water. Cold water. Give me a towel. A towel. A towel. You're fighting good.
Well, I mentioned that Darchinyan has never been down well by a punch, but put himself down with that punch that missed wildly. And they will, on the inside, while Darchinyan is doing some good work, there will be a clash of heads. They bang each other a little bit, and you see the trickle of blood that had been caused earlier on Maldonado's eye.
Even though Maldonado bleeds a lot, cuts a lot, it doesn't seem to affect him. He is undefeated, 33-0-1. Darchinyan 25-0, 20 knockouts, and he was looking for number 21 there with that left hand. But fortunately for Maldonado, it didn't make full impact. Now, nice jab by Maldonado, who's in the southpaw stance. Darchinyan more measured now. He flashes the jab. Darchinyan just looking for the opening. A little bit of a chess match here after a slugfest earlier.
Good body work downstairs by Maldonado. He is a good body puncher, and maybe that's been the one thing that's been a little surprising in this match. He's done some excellent work down there. That was a fantastic left by Darchinyan, and that's part of the reason why that right eye now of Maldonado not looking that great.
Yeah, the blood is now getting into the eye. He's blinking more. It's bothering him. Maldonado's got to be careful after he misses. Darchinyan will counter.
It's amazing how low Vic Darchinyan keeps his hands. Really.
He's confident, isn't he? Right off the top of the head with the left hand by Darchinyan. Maldonado continues to blink much more with that right eye.
Darchinyan
left hand by Darchinyan.
He is finding the range with that left. I mean, now it's like a laser beam.
A guided missile. Coming at him from all angles, another hard left hand that nailed the forehead of Maldonado right to the side of the head. And he's battering Maldonado here in round 4. Maldonado, though, is game. He's hanging in there. He's certainly not running. And he's even trading with Darchinyan. Maldonado attempting to go to the body. Those punches blocked. Nice straight left hand. Couple of lefts by Maldonado. Pushes Darchinyan back. But in no way, shape, or form hurting Darchinyan. He comes back with a series of punches. Nice combination to the head by Darchinyan. Beautiful flurry near the bell for the Australian from Armenia, Darchinyan.
For a championess, you got to show more manliness. Come on, go into deep. They haven't given us a round yet. You're cut. You got to start going. You got to keep going with him.
Darchinyan has found a home for that straight left hand, and it is a powerful punch. And you see how he uses the jab to measure that. It's a misnomer to think that because Darchinyan is always thinking knockout that he doesn't understand how to set those punches up. And as we showed in the keys beforehand, that jab sets up that straight left.
More action from the flyweight or 112-pound division. This for the IBF title, owned by Victor Darchinyan in the black trunks. This is one of the very best divisions in boxing. Darchinyan, called the Lord of the Flies, WBA titleist Lorenzo Parra, longtime champ Pangsaklek Wanjankam, with 14 title defenses.
It's a division clearly that doesn't get as much play in America, partially because there are so many fighters from around the world that are champions, but it is fun. You know, he sparred with a lot of bigger fighters, did Darchinyan, including Israel Vasquez, one of the super bantamweight champs at 122.
And now as we check press row scoring, it's all Darchinyan. David Avila from Riverside Press Enterprise, Steve Kim, MaxBoxing.com, Mike Sloan, FightNews.com.
I have it 39-37 for Darchinyan.
Darchinyan almost had a fight with southpaw Omar Narvaez, the WBO champ, but they couldn't get together. Miscommunication. But he really wants Jorge Arce of Mexico, an exciting
point to see You can't get through a minute without him mentioning his name. Now Maldonado switches back to righty. I think a good idea right now because it wasn't working as a lefty for the last round and a half. And there's a nice right hand by Maldonado as a righty. So it did work for him.
A nice body shot by Darchinyan. So they're both landing. Maldonado, a courageous kid, standing in there against the very powerful Victor Darchinyan. Left, but one and done by Darchinyan.
You know, you could, if you wanted to be critical of Darchinyan, you could say it's one-dimensional. Mostly it's just the jab and the straight left hand. Doesn't throw too many really good hooks and other things. But, you know, guess what? It all works for him. And this unorthodox way of delivering these punches gets it done.
The way he fights, he really doesn't have to be that patient or disciplined. That's probably what goes on in his mind.
And the power is the great equalizer, certainly.
Well, he is proof. What a miss.
Watch the backhand. Watch the backhand.
By Darchinyan. Being cautioned by Joe Cortez to watch the backhand. It's illegal.
Now Maldonado goes back to the lefty stance, and I don't know if that's the right thing because he was having some success as a righty, and I think you might want to continue with that.
And if he thinks he's going to confuse Darchinyan to throw him off, as mentioned before, Darchinyan has had very good success against lefties, as you can see. He's nailing them now in the head. And all Maldonado can do is hold up.
First time in this fight.
Exactly. And that will say something about Maldonado.
Everything is okay. Everything is okay. Don't worry. You got to keep working downstairs. The body.
Darchinyan has found a home for that left hand. It has become a very important weapon. And there's a punch that we don't see as much from him, the uppercut. He's got a good one when he uses it. As a righty, Maldonado had a few moments in this round. There's a good straight right hand. Darchinyan backed me up a little when he threw it, but I think that is a weapon Maldonado could use more, and I think he should go back to the righty stance and try that stance for a while.
Darchinyan like a caged lion right now as he comes out to begin round 6. Looks very determined. Oh, he just nailed Maldonado with a straight left to the head. Both fighting out of the southpaw stance. The infighting body shots. Darchinyan's getting the better of the two. Maldonado's got to be in exquisite condition to take this punishment. Continue to stand in there, and he's just walking into punches now, Maldonado. Obviously being overmatched and outworked here by Darchinyan. He thought maybe he could out-hustle or outwork Darchinyan, but that's a tough task.
Well, Maldonado had grueling fights in his last two. Christian Najarez, a draw, and Tomas Rojas, a win in 10, a very close decision. Those were grueling matches, so he knows what it's like to be in this kind of fight.
And Rojas was a southpaw like Darchinyan.
Yep. This is a division really dominated by southpaws. Again, from the right-handed stance, there's a nice left hook by Maldonado.
Darchinyan confidently said he will eliminate them one by one. There won't be any southpaws left but him, he said.
He doesn't lack for confidence, no.
I noticed that.
And you know, he's going low a lot, Maldonado. Joe Cortez warning him, there could be a point deducted shortly.
Now Maldonado aiming for the belly, but that was blocked nicely by the gloves of Darchinyan, showing some defense. We approach the final minute of round 6, scheduled for 12 for the IBF Flyweight Championship. Darchinyan in the black, Maldonado in the red. Here's Darchinyan going to work, and Maldonado goes down to a knee. Hold on, it might be a knockdown. It is. Down for the first time in his career. He got up quickly. So a breakthrough moment here for Darchinyan, round 6. Putting Maldonado on the canvas. Well, these body shots are getting through by Darchinyan and having a lasting effect on Maldonado.
Vic Darchinyan, when he gets a guy, he just attacks. To say he attacks with abandon is an understatement.
He's fun to watch, very exciting. The blood, oh, big left hand to the head by Darchinyan with blood streaking down Maldonado's face. But look at Maldonado fight back. And these fans here really loving the action.
Breathe, breathe.
Keep heading downstairs. How are you feeling? I'm here to protect you.
You understand? How we take unnecessary punishment, you understand?
A wild round in round 6. For the first time, Maldonado sent to the canvas. That hit him on the side of the head, affected his equilibrium. I think appropriately called a knockdown by Joe Cortez. The punch clearly hurt him. The Darchinyan left a big punch. You see how it hit him on the side of the head. So his balance affected very much.
And they got him on the temple, which really can affect your balance. And Maldonado tasting the canvas for the very first time in his career in 35 fights. So let's see how he responds after that here in round 7.
That round, the remainder of that round, Steve, was extraordinary. Maldonado hit with a lot of big shots after that and just hanging in there. We talked about his toughness. He's a very tough guy.
No question about that. Seeing a true illustration of that here.
The underused weapon in this fight, the jab of Maldonado. He's just not used it effectively enough, and I think it would have been an important punch for him during the course of this fight. Instead, he's throwing wide punches like that hook and some of the ultra-wide left hand. See how he's throwing wide punches? Not going to work for Maldonado.
If I recall correctly, you said in your keys to victory for Maldonado, don't forget the jab.
Yeah, very important for him.
No big surprise here. A long press row. Now Maldonado just winging loosely and missing. I wonder if he's losing some steam now, the result of a lot of punishment.
Now Maldonado felt that the key to him winning this fight was to get Darchinyan into the later rounds. The problem is you want to get him in the later rounds without having absorbed as much punishment as Maldonado has. Still, 11 rounds is as far as Darchinyan has gone. In the win over Pacheco, he hasn't gone a long distance a lot. And so for Maldonado, there is at least that bit of good news.
Interestingly, Maldonado to the 12th round only one time. His last fight, a draw. Oh, there's a straight left hand to the head by Darchinyan. Again, Maldonado just walking into it. Darchinyan having his way.
Very unique style by Vic Darchinyan. Not too many people you see like him in boxing. I think he stunned him with that left hand.
Sweeping left to the top of Maldonado's head. And he's sensing the moment there now. Darchinyan moving in for the finish. Trying to close the show. Big left hand, straight left. Joe Cortez watching very closely.
Hold the head down, let's go.
Looking to see if Maldonado offers back. There's a left uppercut on the inside by Darchinyan. Haven't seen a lot of that. And he's just wailing away. Darchinyan looking for a crushing knockout here. That one sent Maldonado back to the ropes. That stunned him. He's rocked.
How many left hands has Darchinyan landed in this round? Hard to count.
And what a chin by Maldonado. And he keeps firing back. A lot of heart by Maldonado.
Ok, está cogiendo mucho golpe. ¿Cómo te sientes aquí? Ok, el próximo round, sigue cogiendo golpe así, voy a parar la pelea. Next round, keep taking punches at a time. We'll
Like
stop
that?
the fight. You
We'll
understand?
stop.
All right.
You got to keep boxing. You got to keep boxing. You have to be more constant. The referee's going to stop the fight if you don't throw. They're going to stop the fight. You got to come out fighting.
Well, the reason they're thinking about stopping this fight is these left hands by Darchinyan. He is just landing them repeatedly. Probably landed 15 or 20 really solid left hands during the course of that last round. Here it comes again. One on the top of the head, one on the chin, and always preceded by that range-finding jab.
These are punishing blows now by Darchinyan. He's got what fighters call heavy hands, connecting solidly with lefts and rights. Those are really taking their toll on Maldonado. At this rate, we're going to have to see if he can even get through round 8.
See, that is the way to describe Vic Darchinyan. Heavy hands. Really, he's a ponderous puncher, but a powerful one. Could I have any more alliteration in that?
Nice job.
All right, thank you.
With the back hand, go ahead.
Well, there's a future as an English teacher.
I doubt it. There's that left again. And Darchinyan, unlike Maldonado, has not underused his jab in this match. Darchinyan's showboating now.
Yeah, he's playing around now, but he's nailing it with the straight left. There's the right hand, the jab by Darchinyan. And again, almost everything is connecting. Crowd, not the biggest crowd in the world, but loud. They're into it, enthusiastic, spirited. That was a Johnny Tapia move by Vic Darchinyan just now. The former great champion from Albuquerque.
And while Tapia is certainly a more traditional boxer, always also unconventional in many ways in the ring.
Nailing him with straight lefts, 3 in a row, 3 unanswered left hands. Hard left, there's another one by Darchinyan. Look at this display by Vic Darchinyan. Non-stop barrage, Cortez steps in and stops the fight. A very impressive exhibition of punching, hard punching by Vic Darchinyan to remain undefeated and retain his title. Beyonce cheering, getting into it. The fans must show she's very emotional, isn't she? very emotional. Vic Darchinyan goes to 26-0 with 21 knockouts, 5-0 in world title fights.
He believes he is a marketable 115-pounder. He thinks he brings the kind of flash and style that it takes for a boxer at that weight to win the hearts and minds of boxing fans, and he might be right.
Yeah, he's marquee. He's theater. Aside from being very talented, he's charismatic, dynamic, and he's still the Lord of the Flies. Retains his IBF flyweight title, his 4th successful defense.
They talked about him fighting Lorenzo Parra, perhaps a WBA champ, and that could be made. I'm on board with that. And I'll tell you what, I'm on board with Jorge Arce. I like that idea.
That would be a sizzling fight, no question about it. Arce is very, very exciting as well. He's been calling out Arce of Mexico, has been threatening to move up in weight. And Darchinyan says, that's okay, I'll move up with you. And here's the loser, but a lot of heart.
Tough night for TT Maldonado at 28. This was a big opportunity for him, but he has skills as a fighter. This man just too strong for him. The strength of Darchinyan, very tough for any flyweight to deal with.
Darchinyan hands Maldonado his first loss. 33-1-1 now after winning his first 33, a draw and a loss.
Give me your hand over here.
This was the moment in the last round where things started to unravel for Maldonado. And what else would it be but a left hand? And my, you can see the power and how straight that left hand was. They don't all come straight from Darchinyan, but some do. And the final moments of this fight will come when Darchinyan continues to land the left hand, always set up by that range-finding jab. And the straight left's too much for Maldonado to handle, and Joe Cortez coming in, and notably not a complaint from Maldonado when the fight was stopped. Another look at that sequence shows us the power with which Darchinyan is landing those lefts. And it's all unconventional, but it all works. And that also makes it more effective because you're seeing something different in this man.
And Vic Darchinyan seizing a major opportunity here, getting top billing after the Corrales Castillo fight went up in flames, and he made the most of this situation, and he is a marketable fighter. There's no question about it.
It's fun to watch.
There he is alongside his trainer, confidant, former champion Jeff Fennick. Let's get it up to Jimmy Lennon Jr. for the official word.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 1 minute 38 seconds in round number 8. A referee in charge, Joe Cortez, stops the contest. He is the winner by way of technical knockout, still undefeated and still champion.